All right. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning, online people. How are you doing? Yes, let's begin. So, in the previous class, let's quickly revise whatever we're doing in 2 minutes and then we will continue. So, okay, guys, in the previous class, let me open the workbook. Okay. So, we're discussing the various features of the Income Tax Act. The basis of charge is what we did, if you remember. So, section 4, we had something called as a tax and the total basis, correct. Then total income and the person. So tax means there are two types of taxes. One, they say tax of the rates in force. One more is rates as per the act. Rates in force means what? As per the Finance Act, section 194D. Rates as per the act means as per Income Tax Act, 194J. Example I am telling. So whenever rates in force they have written, no, it means it will be in the first schedule of Finance Act. I showed you Finance Act. In that first schedule, all the rates will be given. Then rates as per the act means Income Tax Act only will give you the rates. So Nirmala madam can keep on changing the rates rather than amending the act. She can keep on changing the rates in the Finance Act. So predominantly many sections speak about rates in force rather than rates as per the act. Because amending the Income Tax Act is a longer procedure. Better to keep changing in the Finance Act only. Then total income is 2 clause 45. It says as per section 5, manner laid down in section 5. So income is 2 clause 24. Whatever source you can think of, everything is income. Then we saw the definition of person. So what is person? We will see. Person will include everything, guys. Basically, we saw the definition of SSC. SSC means a person required to pay tax. Now, what is that tax? We have already seen. Rates in force or rates as per Income Tax Act. Person includes these fellows: individual, HUF, firm, company, AOP, BOI, local authority, artificial juridical person. Little bit more on that we need to discuss. Then we saw what is a notification and circular. Notification is like a rule, it's like a subordinate legislation. Subordinate means it's like a part of legislation only. Circular is an instruction by CBDT. Circulars are only binding on the assessing officers, whereas notification is binding on everybody. So everyone, all of us have to follow. Generally, notification is always given in the official gazette. Official gazette. All that we were seeing. And then we were checking the notes. So let's see the notes. One by one, we'll have to check that. Yeah, we saw all these things, judicial pronouncement and all that, rates of tax. Coming to the important definition, this is what we need to do. Page number A2, important definitions. Yes, first is India. Whenever it says within the territory of India, what do you mean by India? Is the question. So, if you take the entire country, so to speak, what would be, according to us, India? So, pardon my amazing drawing skills, but then let me try. So, if you see the first part of India, it is the topmost part of our country. Though it is all part of our country itself, unfortunately, what had happened was, this entire was the region of Jammu and Kashmir. Right? These were separate territories which were ruled by various kings. In fact, our entire country was ruled by many kings, correct? So the thing was, when we got independence, we had to go and ask them that please, what do you say, ascend yourself to the leave the throne and just join hands with our country. And also in this was 1947, of course, and then in 1970, what was that? There were all palaces everywhere, various parts of India. That also was taken away by the government, saying that all the palaces you give me, I will give you some money. Because anyway, if you are Raja, Maharaja, no one cares. In Mysore now, Maharaja doesn't have any value. He will only have value during Dasara, where he will come and he will sit on the elephant and he will do, that's it. Otherwise, what will a king value? No value. He'll have to be like a normal citizen, right? That's all. Just that we have that thing that, okay, he's a Maharaja of Mysore. We will just respect him whenever we see him. That's it. Apart from that, no other value. So same, like all the kings and queens, etc. Same stuff happened. Anyway, in Jammu and Kashmir though, the thing was, these fellows, Maharaja Hari Singh was ruling over Jammu and Kashmir. And the thing was, of course, it was divided into Jinnah and Gandhi entered into an agreement, and of course, you know the entire history. So it was divided into India and Pakistan. This part was always a point of contention. We did not know where it belonged. It of course had to belong to India only because it was how it was divided. But then Pakistan, being Pakistan, attacked this region, right? They attacked this region. Morning. Attacked this region. So the thing was, after they attacked this region, Maharaja Hari Singh did not know what to do. So he came to Indian government and said, kindly protect me. So guys, there was an instrument of ascension whereby the government said, we will definitely protect you. It's our land anyway, but you need to write it down that this entire thing belongs to India now. But the thing is, guys, it belonged to India, of course, but these fellows again attacked from here and they occupied this territory, right? And because of various political stupidity that time that happened, rather than, so if anyone comes to your house, you'll obviously throw out that person. But our India, that time, unfortunately, the leaders, rather than throwing them out on their own, they went to an outside party. It's like if somebody comes to your house, you'll go to your neighbor and say, sir, please help me. And neighbor will come and say, no, this is right, this is wrong. It's like that. So rather than throwing them out from our country, our stupid fellows went to United Nations. And United Nations said, no, you should stop fighting. And unfortunately, guys, here they created the line of control, LOC. They said, this part you don't fight, these fellows don't fight. So basically, they attacked. And unfortunately, this is the part which is called Pakistan occupied Kashmir. POK. And those Chinese fellows have, attacking from this side. This is called Aksai Chin. So basically from both the sides we have been attacked. So today millions and millions of soldiers of our country are protecting our country here at the LOC. And in fact, terrorist camps are there here. They are coming and infiltrating and attacking because of the stupidity of our old leaders back in the day. This is not a political discussion, it's the truth. So unfortunately, we are unable to take this part of the country. And the audacity of Pakistan is such that in their maps, they have named this part IOK, Indian Occupied Kashmir, imagine. But anyway, my question here is, will Income Tax Act apply to everybody? Yes. Now this part, again, it's not under Indian control, unfortunately, but barring that part, it is applicable everywhere. Down south, yes, it applies to everybody, guys. So what do you mean by India? Now the thing is, I asked you one thing. So here there are waters, no? Will the law apply to the waters also? In Goa casino, they are chilling here in Goa casino, then casino is there. Will it apply to the casino also, the Income Tax Act? Yes. So basically, there are certain things called as the nautical miles, correct? Nautical miles. Based on the nautical miles, everything is decided. So let's see what are those nautical miles. So if you see the definition of India, check it out, guys. Here, India means territory of India. This is 2 clause 25A, same Ware Act only. I have copy pasted here. You can read the notes only. India means, so what definition is it? Exhaustive, inclusive, exclusive, which one? Exhaustive, yes. India means exhaustive definition. India means the territory of India as defined, as referred to in the constitution. Then its territorial waters, seabed and subsoil underlying such waters. So even the seabed, basically the entire bed of the sea finally, and the subsoil underlying such waters. Guys, these are all important definitions. Why? Think about it. Tomorrow when I have to do some mining, oil mining, coal mining is in the normal land. Oil mining, etc. is from the sea only. Deep down inside, then when I am drilling it, others cannot come and tell it is my country. So even the seabed and subsoil underlying such waters are also belonging to our country. Continental shelf. So basically, what they are saying, see, territorial waters means what? We'll come to that. Territorial waters will extend up to 12 nautical miles from the landmass of India. So here, if I go 12 nautical miles from the landmass, everywhere, wherever the landmass is there, 12 nautical miles I have to go. So 1 nautical mile is like 1.8 kilometers. So 12 into 1.8, some 24 kilometers approximately, will be the territorial waters of India. These are called as the territorial waters, 12 nautical miles. But let us say here after 12 nautical miles, Reliance is digging for oil refinery, oil mining they are doing. Is this also India or will this come under abroad, foreign waters? Is the question. So that is why they have also told up to 200 from the landmass of India. 200 nautical miles. That is called as exclusive economic zone. And some parts are called as continental shelf. That also will be part of the country. Right? So not only 12 nautical miles, but also 200 nautical miles. 200 includes the 12. 200 includes the 12. So, 188 nautical miles from the territorial waters will also be called as economic zone and continental shelf. Now, beyond that 201st nautical mile will be the international waters. So, in between two countries, the entire area will be the international waters. Here, if anything happens, taxation, etc., will be as per treaty. Means they'll have an agreement. Who will pay tax, who will get tax, who will have to pay all that. Treaty. It is based on treaty based. So, that is the entire scheme of things. There will be treaties to cover all those things. You read now, 1 second. Check that. Referred to in the constitution, it's territorial waters, seabed and subsoil. Underneath also it's applicable to me. And then continental shelf, exclusive economic zone, any other maritime zone. So they'll name it different ways based on technical stuff. But they're all relevant to how much, guys? Extend up to 200 nautical miles. Not only below, even on top. The Air Force can control up to 200 nautical miles. Beyond that, after this 200 nautical miles, it will become what? Not the Indian skies. It will become the international skies. So there will be treaties and all those things. So if anybody is flying above this area, it is Indian area. It is the Indian airspace, they say. You need to take the permission of the, of course, the Indian Air Force and of course the, the air traffic control of India. That's what it says. And the airspace above its territory and territorial waters. Everything is India. So I'm just saying, like recently, not recently, couple of years ago, in this Varanasi, they had this hot air balloon. Hot air balloon they started. In India and all, this will not work. First day only accident happened. A hot air balloon fell on some roof and all that, imagine. But anyway, if hot air balloon, it is just, it will take you on top, it will show you the entire Varanasi, Banaras Ghat and then bring you down. Now tell me, what do you think? Is this territorial water? I mean, is this part of India? Yes. I'll pay for that, which will go up and come down. Is it India? Yes. So will it be taxed for that company who is operating this hot air balloon? Is it? Yes. So definitely, yes, undoubtedly. This, like every country will have the same thing. Except for 12 nautical miles. So in Turkey, when I had gone, there is a place called Cappadocia, beautiful place. So Cappadocia also is very famous for hot air balloons. So when we had gone, again, it will take you on top, show you the entire Cappadocia and show you across various things, and then again come back. So is it part of Turkey? Yes. In Dubai also same thing. There is a desert hot air balloon. It will take you everywhere. You can check out all the desert there and the desert land, everything mud everywhere, sand everywhere. It will bring you down. So is it, what do you say, the territorial waters and the airspace of Dubai? Yes. So all those companies, will they pay tax according to the land of, according to the, laws of Dubai? Yes. According to the laws of Turkey? Yes. Same here also, according to the laws of India. Like you have your paragliding, okay, hot air balloon, you live. Paragliding and all is still there in India. In Manali and all, if you go paragliding, parasailing. In Goa, parasailing is there. So think about it, all these water sports, parasailing, etc., those people are all doing it above land. So they cannot call this is not India, very much part of India. So income tax authorities, when they come, if those others fellows say, hey, it is not India, you can slap them and tell what? 2 clause 25A, very much part of the country, right? Now the question is, one small country is here, no, Gobi Manchuri. One small, what is that? Beautiful country actually, guys. Beautiful country. It is, I mean, to be honest, I mean, you've gone to Kerala and all that. Sri Lanka is, if not more beautiful as Kerala only. Beautiful place. And it is, believe it or not, at least 50% less expensive than Kerala. I'm not joking. I had gone in 2018 for 10 days. Do you guess how much I spent for 10 days? Bangalore to Bangalore, full Sri Lanka trip. I mean, I had no tour package and all that. We had gone separately. We booked our own stuff. Per person, it was just, I'm not joking, 45,000 for 10 days. If you go to Kerala, in 3 days only you have to spend so much, because Kerala accommodation and all is very, very expensive. I'm talking about all inclusive. I was also shocked. Correct? So the thing was, it's beautiful country. And unfortunately, we've been seeing now that it is under economic turmoil. People, 2 years ago, it was in a very bad state. In fact, I wanted to go to that country again. I had booked tickets also. I had to cancel. And I had hired a car. And that car also, because that time, because the political landscape and the economic landscape was very bad. If you remember, I had to cancel it last year. So the thing was, again, India was the only country which helped Sri Lanka properly. So recently the minister had come and he was telling that now we know who our friends really are, because it was only India who helped us during our bad times. Now slowly things are coming back to normal in Sri Lanka. Anyway, so now guys, the problem is here, if you jump, you will get Sri Lanka. From Kanyakumari, it is 30 minutes, 40 minutes by ship, not kidding. And by flight, it's some 20 minutes, 25 minutes, if you go from Kanyakumari, if you go from here. Now the question is, this water here, what will happen? That's the question. So again, there is a treaty between India and Sri Lanka. Right? So if it's a different country close by, there will be treaties. Nothing can be done. So one small country it is. Right. Beautiful though. So if you see, yeah, that's what. And the land mass. Right. SSC and all we have seen, guys. If you see any person by whom any tax or any other sum of money is payable. What do you mean by any other sum of money? What is any other sum of money? Yes, you have your cess, education cess and other things. Then you have your, we have our interest, penalty, all these things. Fine. All this. Of course, it is not tax, no, it is any other sum of money. But later, they have also told that other cess, interest, penalty and all is part of tax only. We'll see that. But anyway, this is the meaning of any other sum of money. Is payable under the act, and it includes every person in respect of whom any proceeding has been initiated. What is this proceeding? Assessment proceeding. Means what, guys? Income escaping assessment. You have done some golmaal, so that they have done a raid. They have done a raid under 132, 133, 134, all that raid sections we'll see. That's called proceeding. Or any case has been instituted against that person. That is one thing. Second, person who is deemed to be an SSE under any provision of the Act. If I am dealing with a person who is a non-resident and that person will never come back, I know. Should I deal with an agent of that person in India? Yes. So generally, when I am dealing with a non-resident, I will ask for an agent of that person in India. And if that main non-resident does not pay tax, I can go behind whom? the agent. That agent is deemed to be an SSE. Example of deemed to be an SSE is agent of a NR. Agent of a NR who is in India. Third one. So guys, in a scenario where, let us say, your company X Limited calls me, let's say, to do a seminar on income tax, law and all those things. Let us say you'll hire me for like few sessions, many sessions, and you'll say, sir, the full payment for these many sessions is 1 lakh rupees. Said, okay, I'll take. And then after the session, you will have to, this is a professional service that I'm giving. So when you're making the payment to me, you have to deduct something called TDS. TDS will be deducted under 194J at 10%. So you ideally have to deduct 10,000 and pay me 90,000. And this 10,000 you have to remit to the government. Let us say you have deducted 10,000 and paid me 90,000, no problem. But you have not paid to the government. The beauty here is, who is the SSE? Me. You are also the SSE, I am also the SSE. But the thing here is that 10,000 belongs to me actually. I am the SSE. But did I commit any default as such? No. I have got 90,000 rupees. You have not paid. That's not my problem. Lawmaker says, Mr. X Limited, on behalf of PJ, you need to deduct this 10,000 which I have already deducted. Not only deduct but also pay to the government. If you do not pay to the government, then you will be deemed to be an SSE in default. Imagine. Who will be deemed to be? X Limited. Actually, who has committed default here? Technically speaking, whose income? PJ's income. But I will say, sir, I have got 90,000. I can't help it. You see my bank statement, 90,000 is there. 10,000 they may have deducted, but they have not paid. All these money which is deducted, etc., will go to my form 26AS. If you remember 26AS, you would have done it practically. It goes and sits in 26AS, where I can see the credit that I have with me. So I'll tell, sir, see, unfortunately, in 26AS, it's not reflecting, sir, which means X Limited has not remitted to you only. I am not the SSE in default, sir. They are SSE in default. But they are not at all SSE, no. They are SSE for their income. This is whose income? My income. That's why lawmaker has made them what? Deemed. Deemed means it's a fiction. Assumed. So in this example, X Limited is what? Deemed to be what? SSE in default. X Limited is deemed to be SSE in default. They are deemed to be SSE in default. They have committed the default. That's the reason. Person, we have understood everything. So if you see, every SSE is a person, but every person need not be assessed to tax. Why? Some people, like for example, trusts will not be assessed to any tax. There will be exemptions. So it's not that every person need to be assessed to tax. And if you're an individual earning just 1 lakh rupees per annum, will you be assessed to tax? No, because you're within the basic exemption limit. So not everybody needs to be assessed to tax, but these are all the persons. Government is telling, boss, assessment of tax is later, but are you a person? Yes. Is trust a person? Yes. Individual person? Yes. Individual earning more than 2,50,000 will be assessed to tax. But does it mean that he is not a person? No, he is a person. Because today basic exemption limit is there, guys. Tomorrow auntie can remove, no? Nirmala auntie can remove it. They'll say no basic 1 rupee if you earn also to pay tax. So will you be a person liable to pay tax that time? Yes. Individual. The term individual means only a natural person, that is human being. It includes both male and female. So a valid question will come now. What about transgenders? It's a very, very valid law question. What about transgenders, guys? Are they male, female? They are neither male nor female. So how will you assess tax for them? Have you ever wondered? Right? It's a valid question because, there are many people, transgenders, who are earning pretty well in terms of their artists, etc. So how will you, do that? So what they're doing now, because guys, there is something called as a transgender protection bill, which is still lying in the parliament. Guess who is opposing that bill? Who is opposing the transgender protection bill? Who is opposing? Transgenders only. They only don't want that law to be passed. Why? Because there's a reason. In the transgender protection bill, it says that if a transgender is found begging, or if a transgender is found to indulge in prostitution, it is illegal. Prostitution makes sense. Even begging, they say it is illegal and it is a crime punishable by law. Transgender said, okay, bro, fine, no problem. You make it a crime. But will you guarantee a job once this act is passed? Will you guarantee a job? If I go to a shop, can I be the receptionist? Will anybody take it? Take me. What do you think? So the government had no answer. So the transgender protection bill is still being not passed only because of transgenders. They are telling, rather than making it illegal, have a phased manner. It's not about just because there is an act, people will follow. It's not like that. It's the entire change in the mindset. When during signal only, when they come, we all run away. That's what they say. When you come, you run away. Seeing you run away, you want to do more things. That's why they act weird. They have told. Next time when your transgender comes, you just talk to them nicely, give some 5 rupees. They'll actually bless you. Right? They act weird because we have made it weird. Here, when 5-6 people used to come and used to sit there down. I said, why are you sitting there? Come inside and sit. They couldn't believe it. It's not about what I did was great. What I'm trying to do is, if you treat them as human beings, they'll also respect you. And they were all shouting, howling. I said, please do not do all this. I don't like it. Decently come sit. Whatever. They were counting some money here. Sitting down and counting. I said, you come inside, sit. Don't shout like this, but. They said, okay, sir, no problem. I respect. And they respected. They came, they counted their money and they went. That's all. They act weird. They do all the other things which you know already. All because we only treat them weird. So they asked a valid question. Okay, boss, today you said begging is crime. Tomorrow, okay, fine, no problem. You please pass this act. Tomorrow I'll go to a shop. I'll show my CV. Fine, I studied something at least. Will I get a job? Government had no answer. So until the transgender, and whenever law uses the word he, for example, in Companies Act or anything, any act for that matter, guys, these are all things that we should know. And in a regular batch, I can tell everything because we have time. Actually, income tax requires 1000 hours to do, but yeah, whatever is relevant, I'll tell you. But these are the things that we should know, honestly speaking. So for example, in auditors, here if you see, namely, auditor of the company, a person and all is there. And if you see in, now it says a person. Then if I see my, director, see, he is of unsound mind, he has applied, he has been convicted. Does he include she? Yes. General Clauses Act says he includes she. But does he include transgender also? Thing is, Transgender Protection Act has not come, and these are all old legislations which were there. So until any legislation comes, we will not include transgenders also. Then how are transgenders taxed generally? Are they a different form of SSC as such? No, they will be taxed according to how they were born. When they were born, the birth certificate will have them either as male or female. However they recognize themselves, you will have to tax them accordingly. But anyway, everyone will come under individually. What I am trying to tell is the sex, so to speak, will be determined based on the sex at the time of birth is what I'm trying to tell. This is the current position as of today. So I hope some law comes whereby, many people are now doing it. In the column under sex, they have maintained male, female, and transgender also. They're doing it now, if you have observed. So, right, it's there. So it also includes a minor, guys, even minor. You're a 16-year-old kid. IPL contract 2 crore you won. Yes, you are a player. You got a 2 crore deal, RCB, to play for RCB. In RCB, they'll not play them only. They'll be, carrying bottle and all that. But anyway, 2 crore. What do you think? Yes, of course, you are an individual. You have to pay tax. So will it be clubbed and all? We'll see later. So it also includes a person, a minor or a person of unsound mind. Nothing can be done. When you are sound, you are earning a lot. You are a musician and you are a sound mind. Now you have become person of unsound mind. But for your music, you are still getting royalty. Yes. Do you have to pay tax? Yes, 100%. Everyone. But if a person dies, whatever in the year of death or whatever it is, or even if you're getting any money going ahead, it would be made on the legal representative. So if you're a director, producer, whatever, you've been getting money based on royalty on various other things, old stuff, you will be getting money as the legal representative will be taxed. AOP, BOI. Though there is a separate chapter, we'll just quickly see. An association of person means two or more persons joining for a common purpose or a common action. An object to produce income or profits. An association of persons will always have an objective of making money. Mr. Karthik, Malik and Company firm and Artist Private Limited joined together. It is called association of persons. They should join together otherwise than partnership firm, because partnership firm means it will become partnership firm. BOI on the other hand is body of individuals. It denotes the status of persons like executors or trustees who receive the income jointly and will be accessible in a manner and extent as the beneficiaries individually. So many people coming together and starting is also body of individuals. Apart from that, if for example there is I will create a group and the father says after I die the property will be in all your names and money will be coming to each person. Jointly you will own it. I will assess this as what? A body of individual. If you see Mr. A, an individual who carried on business as a proprietor, died, leaving behind his 3 major children. The children continue to carry on the business of the father without forming any partnership or anything like that. And it will obviously be considered as what? Body of individuals. Father's business, that property, let's say rental business. Now children are taking care, they are getting income share. And they have not converted into a partnership. If you are not converted to a partnership, what will it be? Body of individuals. Income tax will charge everybody and everything. No mercy. So if you see any person, company, LLP, firm, etc. can be a member in AOP. However, only individuals can be members in a BOI, as we know already. There is a common will and desire among the members to voluntarily join an AOP. As I told you, there should be an intention to make profits. In the case of a BOI, however, such common will and desire are lacking and is formed purely by operation of law. Local authority. It's a municipal authority, district board, body of port commissioners, any other authority entrusted by the government. This is your BESCOM, BDA, BBMP, all these things. Greater Chennai Corporation. Just know the basics of all this. HUF. HUF is a concept which needs to be understood in accordance with the Hindu law. It is governed by the Hindu Succession Act. All HUFs are not assessed to tax. Only those HUFs that have nucleus, common property, and deriving income from that property will be assessed to tax. If one HUF has one property and they are earning 10,000 rupees per annum, not assessed to tax. There are two schools of law, Mitakshara and Dayabaga, as I told you. In some parts of India, West Bengal and Assam, Dayabaga is there. Rest of the country, Mitakshara school of Hindu law. In the Dayabaga law, that is, which is there in West Bengal and Assam, eldest member of the family is the Karta. Sons do not have right to partition. On death of the eldest member, the surviving eldest co-parsoner becomes the Karta, like that. They'll have the right to share of property, etc. But in the other, that is in Mitakshara law, it is constituted by members, out of whom co-parsoners will get the right to share in the property, right of partition, everything. So which is a better law for in terms of partition, etc. It is the Mitakshara school of Hindu law. The Dayabaga is only in those two places. In order to constitute a HUF, there must be at least two people, one of whom shall be a co-parsoner, other fellow will be a Karta. Generally, HUF consists of all people, lineal ascendants, descendant, with common ancestor, including wives, unmarried daughters, etc. Earlier, it only used to be male members, but there were many case laws and landmark judgment in 2005. Daughter of a co-parsoner also shall be by birth become a co-parsoner in her own right. So females will also have the same value as male in a Hindu undivided family. Can female be a Karta also? Yes, in 2015 there was one more case law whereby even female can become a Karta. So even female can become a Karta. So in Kerala, this entire concept of HUF is abolished. There is no concept of HUF. You will not see any HUF in Kerala, not allowed. So it is again part of the state law. Even now the tax department is trying to abolish HUF concept because it is used only for tax planning. So I have some 5 lakhs. What I'll do, 2.5 lakhs, I will take it as personal income, 2.5 lakhs HUF. Both within basic exemption limit, so no tax. That is what people are doing. So they want to remove the entire status of HUF, but then again, this would be like, people are perceiving it as an attack on Hindus. So they say, why, when everything is there, why are you want to delete? So it's become political as usual. So I don't think so it will be deleted. But then they want to delete the concept of HUF. HUF deletion will be good in terms of, leakage of income for the income tax department, but it will be very, very bad for the, governing party, because it will be perceived as what? Attack on Hindus. So it's political. So it will not happen. In Kerala, there is a communist, mentality. That's the reason why they don't want all these things to happen. That they've already abolished long time back. So that it's a political debate, guys. It will keep on going. These fellows will keep changing, our politicians. Suddenly they'll say we'll abolish. Suddenly we'll say no, we have to protect the religion. Whenever they want, they'll keep changing. So let you leave. But just you should know all these things. Firm and LLP, they have the same meaning as per Income Tax Act. For Income Tax Act, firm is the same as LLP. No change. But what is the actual difference? LLP is registered under the LLP Act. You have the ROC, Register of Companies, he'll only register it as an LLP. Whereas firm need not be registered also. If you register, it's your wish, otherwise need not be registered. Artificial juridical person as university and all those things. Company, we will see that later part. Indian company and all that. Basically, as per Companies Act, 2 clause 20, company means a company registered in the Companies Act or previous company law. This 2 clause 20 is as per Companies Act, not as per Income Tax Act. Even a body corporate incorporated outside India is also a company, as per this definition. In Indian Companies Act definition, Company Act is a company which is only incorporated under Companies Act. Can foreign companies be incorporated under Companies Act? No. So foreign companies under Companies Act will come under the definition of body corporate. Let me show you Companies Act little bit. Companies Act is actually the source of all law. In Stupid Fellow Institute, I have deleted that only. It's the worst decision ever. Not because it is my subject, technically it's a very important subject, and they have deleted that and made it into that self-paced online module. God only should help the students. Yes, body corporate, you see. See, company, let's see, company definition. Company means exhaustive. A company incorporated under this act. Means which act? Companies Act 2013. Or previous company law, that's okay. But you see body corporate definition here to clause 11 includes a company incorporated outside India. So, as far as company in law is concerned, it only talks about Indian companies. Foreign companies under Companies Act is what? Body corporate. But for income tax purposes, company means not only Indian company, but also body corporate incorporated outside India. Which means I am going to tax even outsiders. If you have any business connection in India, I am going to tax you. In that sense of the term, it is very interesting definition. Tomorrow you will not make a company, you will do some other entity, but through companies you are operating in India. Can I lift the corporate veil, CBDT? You are just a normal entity. Let's say you are an association of person operating from abroad, controlled by a group of people. But you have various controls in companies in India. Yes, these are all separate legal entity, I know. Can I lift the corporate veil and make your association also company? Yes. The third point. Any institution, association or body, whether incorporated or not, imagine, I don't care if it is registered or not. And whether Indian or non-Indian, I don't know. But which is declared by central, general or special order of the CBDT to be a company will also be a company. So wide definition in Income Tax Act. In Companies Act, company means what? Indian company. But in this thing, Income Tax Act, Indian company is already there. Even body corporate is a company. When I use the word company in Companies Act, foreign company is not a company, imagine. But when I use the word company in Income Tax Act, foreign company is also a company. Does it mean Tesla, who doesn't even have anything in India, let's say, Tesla doesn't have any relationship in India. Only it has one company in Bangalore, which it launched, which is not operational. So should Tesla pay tax on the income that they are earning outside? No. Why? They are not earning anything in India. Google, on the other hand, has an office in India. Facebook has an office, Flipkart has an office in India. Amazon has an office in India. Should they pay tax? Yes. But can you say it's a foreign company? No. India, Google, etc. has, an Indian subsidiary as well, Indian division. But let us say they don't have any Indian division, they just have a branch office here, but headquartered in USA. Then I don't care. Still you have to pay because there's a business connection in India. Because you are a company. All companies should pay. That's why all these definitions are important. So you see, Indian company is the same as Companies Act definition. Foreign company will be different. Next. So because of the basic exemption limit and all that which you had seen in Inter, if you are, for example, earning 6 lakh rupees, 5 lakh rupees, and or let's say you're earning 10 lakh rupees, and your tax is, let's say, 1 lakh 12,500. For argument's sake, let me make it 1 lakh. Just for argument's sake. You are paying a tax of 1 lakh with the income of 10 lakhs. So the question here is, generally the rate is 5%, 10%, 20%, like that it goes. But if I ask you, what is the average tax that you are paying? Because the slab rate, there will be some average. This is averaged out only, no? Because of slab rate. So you will have to tell what? Tax 1 lakh by income 10 lakh. So I am paying 10% tax. So what is the average rate of tax, guys? The income tax that you are paying divided by total income that I am earning. Simple. So even it may be because of the various slab rates, it will average out. So if you see, that's the next concept. Average rate of tax. Defined in 2 clause 10 to mean the rate arrived at by dividing the amount of tax calculated on the total income. For example, you see the total income of an individual is 5,50,000 and the tax payable on the same is 23,400. So what is the average rate? 4.25%. On the other hand, the highest tax rate that a person will pay, including surcharge, etc., is called as the maximum marginal rate. Maximum marginal rate, MMR. These are the MMR rates. Settle what? The highest rate of income tax. Highest rate of income tax. So for an individual, guys, what is the highest slab rate? No, highest slab rate, 30%. So, and that, what would be the highest surcharge? Highest surcharge. 30% is the highest slab rate, What is the highest surcharge that an individual will pay? Like MSD and all, how much will he be paying? It is 42.744. Let me change this. Guys, highest slab rate will be 30%, Highest surcharge under income tax law for an individual is 37%. We'll see that. So 30% plus 37% is coming up to 41.1%. Plus cess 4% will give me 42.744%. Like that. In that category, what is the highest slab rate? What is the highest surcharge? Plus what is the cess? So this 37% only is called as a super tax. Tax on tax. So people like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Virat Kohli, etc., how much are they paying? 42.744%. Actually, if you think about it. You ignore that stupid for 10 lakhs, they'll give that basic exemption and all that you leave, but actually they're paying 42.744%. Plus 18% GST you are paying whenever you buy some stuff. So technically you are paying 60%. Think about it. What is the development you are getting is one more question. That's why people do not want to stay in India. They go abroad. Because there, even though the tax rate is, let's say, 50%, everything else is free. You'll get a lot of benefits. In India, because of population and our politicians who will eat half of it, nothing you will get. So like that. So you need to just keep in mind all these things. Why do we need to remember MMR? Because as a penalty sometimes they will say, if you don't pay taxes, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, amount will be charged at MMR. Means what? How much tax you have to pay? MMR, 42.744%. I just told you how you will arrive at it. 30% plus 37% plus 4%. 42.744%. Here and there spelling mistakes will be there. I'll change that. In your book 744 is there? 774? Okay, just change that. Spelling mistakes here and there will come. 42.744. So, like that. Cooperative society and firm is the same. Domestic company is 29.12% because there is a change in the domestic company rates, 25% now. And of course, the foreign company 43.68. So actually, we will pay, individuals pay the same amount as foreign company. Think about it. Almost crazy. We'll come to the slab rates. Previous year and assessment year, 2 clause 34 and 2 clause 9. We have seen already. Financial year in which the income is earned is called previous year. It is 1 year before the assessment year. And newly set up business, the date of setting up business till the 31st March of the same year. We saw if I set up business on 1/1/2022, on 31/3/22, it is what? The previous year. So 2 clause 9, period of 12 months commencing on the first day of April every year is known as the assessment year. An assessment year is a financial year which immediately succeeds the relevant previous year. So for our Finance Act 23, what is the previous year? 1st April 23 to 31st March 24. That is the RPY, relevant previous year. And what is the assessment year? It immediately succeeds the relevant previous year from 1st April. So from 1st April 24 to 31st March 25 will be my assessment year. So for Finance Act 23, assessment year will be 24-25. Assessment year will be 24-25. Will the tax be done, assessed in which year? Assessment year. When will you tax it? Assessment year. So for the year first, so for the relevant previous year would be 1st April 23 to 31st March 24. And the assessment year would be succeeding the previous year. 1st April 24 to 31st March 25. So my question to you is, when is the tax happening? It is taxed in the assessment year only actually. But do you think Nirmala madam will wait for 1 year when you are earning money here? Will she wait for 1 year? No. She'll say, though I am going to assess the tax here, assess your income, I want you to start paying before only. I will assess it, don't worry, but I want you to pay it before. When? During this year only you have to pay. That's why there are concepts of TDS, TCS, advance tax. These are concepts of recovery of tax. But actually, when is the assessment happening? 1st April 24 to 31st March 25. Before you file the return, 31st July you file somewhere here, 31st July. And for companies you pay 31st October. That time you will have to pay. If you don't pay also, assessment will happen during that year. But Nirmala madam tells, I don't care. Before that only you please pay. That is recovery of tax. How much you learn this year you assess and then you pay based on that assumption. That is advance tax. Because the balance tax that you pay during this year, that is called as self-assessment tax, SAT. These are some of the terms that you need to know. TDS, TCS, advance tax is all recovered before only. But the actual tax that you pay after assessing your income is called self-assessment tax. And that nothing if you pay, income tax officer only will assess tax and give you. That's called best judgment assessment. All that we'll see in assessment. Just basics I'm trying to tell. Ah. Ah. Correct. Why? Because when you see assessment procedure, all the other timelines also have changed. So your question will be answered there, because in the assessment year, only the belated return, etc., is shifted to 31st December. But there are other things also linked to that, which we'll see. We'll understand that there. This question was when in the assessment procedure, things have changed. Amendment has come, is right. But how does it impact the law? We'll see that in assessment procedure. You'll learn that. Anyway, now the question here is, to that extent, it is useless because it will not go to March. That's fine. But still, it is there till 31st December. That extra 3 months is waste only. Now, what is trying to tell others, don't worry, we'll discuss in assessment procedure. Now, the thing is, here I'm taxing it only in the assessment year. Question is, you forget about TDS, TCS, advance tax. Can I tax it this year only? You have earned money this year, pay tax this year and close. Can I do like that? Certain things. See, TDS, TCS, advance tax is actually supposed to pay this year, but I'm paying 1 year in advance. That's okay. But I am asking a question where I don't want all this TDS, TCS and all. I want to tax that year only, and then there and close. Yes, there are exceptions, you see. Special cases where income is taxed in the same year. Special cases where income is taxed in the same year. Which year? In the year in which the tax is derived. Check out. Shipping business of non-resident. So guys, you are having a shipping business. You come to India. A ship from USA comes to India, selling cargo, etc. Dumps the cargo in Indian port. And it's about to go. It's obviously made some income because it's selling the goods here, dumps everything, made a lot of, let's say it made 1 crore. And it's about to go. Nirmala madam will say, this year you have earned, okay, this is in 23-24. Assessment year obviously is 24-25. Nirmala madam will say, you have to pay tax on 1 crore. USA fellow will say, mother promise I'll pay next year, because the assessment year is 24-25. Guys, if that fellow leaves India, where you will catch? No PAN, no agent, nobody is there. So under 172, there are tax units in the port only. They'll say, if you don't pay tax on 1 crore, I will not leave you only. You be here only. I don't care. That is 172. Where a ship belonging to a non-resident carrying passenger, livestock, mail or goods shipped at a port in India, the ship is allowed to leave the port only if the tax has been paid. No mercy. 24/7 tax units are there in all the ports. The moment you enter India, you dump everything. You want to exit India, kindly pay tax and get out. Because I don't know next year if you are coming, not coming, I don't know. 172. Shipping business. Next, persons leaving India who have no intention to come back. Nityananda, Swami Nityananda, then this fellow, Vijay Mallya and all. Where it appears to the assessing officer that any individual may leave India during assessment year and has no present intention of returning to India, he can say pay tax that time only. When they were telling that only, they ran away. They wanted to catch Vijay Mallya, he ran away. Same with this guy also. Tax evasion, Nityananda, ran away. Assessment of AOP, BOI or artificial person formed for a particular event or purpose. Section 174A. You created an association of persons to celebrate Ganesha Chaturthi in a very, very huge, grand scale that year. The next year and all we are not going to do. This is the first and last. And huge celebrations. You called all celebrities, etc. And you ended up making profit of 40 lakh rupees. Just one time. Should I pay tax? Yes. Is there an intention of doing it next year again? No. Assessing officer feels this is the first and last time. This AOP is there, it has made 40 lakhs. It comes to the knowledge of because it sees such a grand scale you have made. One time. And you have marketed only like that. First and last time Ganesh Chaturthi celebration in a grand way. Or some New Year party, first and last. This is the only exclusive time you have to come. That's all. Any singer who is singing his last tour, he'll say, this is my last tour ever. And you are the event organizer. You are organizing that event only for the last tour, last Indian tour of that guy. That's it. He's telling, I'm an all India tour, last all India tour of my life. After that, I'm retiring. You know that association or event organizer doing only for this one last time. Of course, then, if it is likely to be dissolved in the assessment year, next year it's going to be dissolved, that AOP BOI. So what you will do? Tax it that year only. Persons likely to transfer property to avoid income tax. So during any year, if it appears to the AO that a person is likely to charge, sell, transfer, dispose of part of any of his assets to avoid payment of any tax liability. I am earning income from an asset. During the year, I will gift it to my daughter. I will transfer to my relative. So their gift taxation we'll see later. But here again, I am feeling that you are doing only to avoid tax. So again, AO, he may feel that if this is happening, he may tax it that year only. Saying, sir, next year, I know you will be shifting next year. The income you already derived, please pay tax and then you do whatever you want. Then discontinued business. Where any business or profession is discontinued any year, any income received after the discontinuance shall be deemed to be the income of the recipient and taxed accordingly in the year of receipt. So there were some, this you will see later also, you had some bad debts, for example. Bad debts recovery happened, you will see in section 41. So let's say I take the thing, you have not paid the fee, I stop teaching, next year I am going into employment, assume. So next year you will come and say, sir, last year I did not pay, please take it. That will be the income of the year in which I receive. It's not assessment and all. Whenever I receive it, I have to pay tax. These are all some of the exceptions to the general rule, where income is taxed in the same year. Charge of income tax we have seen. So after the short break, we will see the, tax rates. We will understand, and we will also check concept of rebate and most important concept of marginal relief. So we'll finish off all the basics today, that the next class we can start off with PGBP. Imagine this is like the third or fourth class, still we are doing the basics. That is how important it is. Once basics are set, then we can go to PGBP. Take a break, guys, 10 minutes.